Hello everybody and welcome to my new tutorial, Computer Basics, Hardware and Software. Let's start with computer hardware. In previous video, we said that hardware is any physical part of a computer and corresponding external components. Let's start with computer hardware. In previous video, we said that hardware is any physical part of a computer and its external components. We know input devices and output devices. So, input device is any device that sends information to a computer, like a mouse, keyboard, and camera. Mouse, when you move a mouse or click a mouse, you send information that you moved or click a mouse. When you click any key on the keyboard, you also send a computer that you clicked that and that button. Computer web camera sends in pictures to a computer, and so on. Next are output devices. Output devices are devices that receives data from a computer. That's like monitor or speakers. On monitor, we see what we are doing on a computer. On speakers, we hear sounds from a computer, from videos, music, and so on. Now we talked about external hardware. Now we will talk about internal hardware, or hardware inside a computer. Let's take off this side panel and see what is in a computer. In a computer, we have computer component, which is protected by external computer case. Computer components are like power supply that provides power to other components, computer hard drive that stores data from operating system to applications to music, documents, and so on. Optical drive is used to read CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, and similar. The board, which is behind all of the components, is called motherboard. I have here one example of motherboards, so I can show you closely what motherboard basically has. This socket right here is for CPU. CPU is short for Central Processing Unit. Another most common name for CPU is processor. I have a processor, one type of many processors, but every single processor works the same way. Processor receives an information, that is instruction, from hardware or software. Then processor processes it and returns a result. Processor needs a cooler, like that one here, or that one here. You are probably wondering why processor need a cooler. Processor needs a cooler because it gets very hot very quickly, and without a cooler, in very short time, processor will reach maximum temperature, and at that temperature, processor will send motherboard information to shut down the computer. That is just security feature that processor don't overheat. If it overheats, that means it will die. Those slots here are for extension cards, like graphic card, network card, sound card, TV card, and so on. All that cards are extension to a computer. Those slots right here are for RAM memory. RAM is short for Random Access Memory. RAM memory has a short-term memory, while hard disk has long-term memory. So, what does that mean? Short-term memory is when you cut off the power to the RAM, all program instructions are lost, while on a hard drive the data stays. This is floppy port for floppy disk drive. Floppy disk drive is not using for many years, just because it can store very little data. This is IDE port, and those are SATA ports. On both ports we can connect optical drive and hard disk. But you'll be probably wondering, why two ports? Two ports is because IDE was the very first one and is the slowest one of both of them. After IDE came SATA port, or better known SATA 1 port. After that came SATA 2 and SATA 3 port. SATA 3 port and SATA 2 ports are still using today. SATA 1 was slower than SATA 2 and SATA 2 is slower than SATA 3. We know two different types of hard drives. One is static drive, like these two, and have moving parts in it. Another type, which is much faster than static drive, is solid state drive, or short SSD, and it has no moving parts in it. This chip right here is called BIOS. On many new laptops and computers it's called UEFI. BIOS contains information about connected components and data, time, and many configurations. BIOS is essential in computer boot up. Some of you are probably wondering, how can you fit all of this into a laptop computer? It's easy. Laptop computer is created for portability. All of components inside are way smaller than on desktop computer. Another difference is that laptop computer has battery, while desktop computer have not. So if house loses power, desktop computer will turn off immediately, while laptop computer will stay on until the battery has electricity still in it. Till now we were covering computer hardware. Now it's time for computer software. Software we cannot touch, while hardware you can. Hardware without a software would be useless, because hardware would not receive any commands to do something. Software is series of data and information sent between software and hardware. Software is working in binary code, which is 1 or on and 0 as off. Combining zeros and ones creates some kind of meaningful information or data. Most computer software come in a form of programs. All those programs contain informations that tells hardware what to do and how to do it. Out there are thousands of programs that we can use. Some of them are free and some of them you need to buy. Those programs come to main categories. Those are application software and system software. Application software is used to listen music, write out to a friend, make a movie, view videos, and many other things. System software is needed to control and run the computer. One type of system software is operating system, or short OS, which is Microsoft Windows, Mac OS X, Linux, and others, and it is first installed software on the hard drive. Every software is created by someone with series of codes, which is then converted to a program so we can use. I will cover all the things in future videos in more detail. Thank you for watching video. Don't forget to subscribe, give thumbs up, and have a nice day. Goodbye!